It's been a while since I made a Call of Duty Warzone Mobile video, but since then we have a lot of new things to talk about. There was recently a new update for Warzone Mobile and everybody has been talking about it, and I finally have made a video for you guys. Now, as we know, Warzone Mobile is not globally released yet. It's only like in a beta right now. I haven't really played it because you have to connect to Australia and my ping is really high, so I don't even bother playing on a really high ping. I'm just gonna wait for it to release in my own country, which is the USA. But on the official Warzone Mobile YouTube channel, they came out with a video a couple of days ago, and the co-studio head Chris Plummer went ahead and talked about a bunch of things, and there actually is a new update for Warzone Mobile. So we're getting closer and closer to the global launch, and I'm super excited for the global launch of this game. As you guys know, after Apex Mobile shut down, I haven't been able to make that much new content recently, but that all changes with Warzone Mobile releasing.
Hello, thanks for joining us
the video.
for this update on Warzone Mobile limited release. So first, on behalf of the whole Warzone Mobile team, just want to express our deepest
Chris
thanks
Plummer.
to the whole
He's the
community
co-studio
for your
head
support, for being there with us
Warzone
from
Mobile.
the beginning of development all the way through our private alpha and now to our limited release. Now, the reason we want to give this update today is to just talk a little bit about why we do the limited release the way we do it. Let me explain. I think the easiest way to think about it is it's all about agility. So when we're in development, before we release, we are just jamming stuff in the game super fast. Like, it's high speed, fine-tuning things, just doing a lot really fast. And so we want to try and find the right balance between that high-speed development and a much slower, more methodical paced live service. So limited release is really the answer to that. And our approach to it is to gradually scale up the size of our audience, gradually getting better at taking the feedback that's coming in live, balancing that with bug fixes and performance improvements. All these other things are happening at the same time. And then our roadmap of future features that we're also working on, we're trying to find a balance of all those things together so the game is still moving forward and it's also getting more ready for that global release.
A lot of people just think they should get right into the global release. They don't have to have all these betas and soft launches and stuff like that, but it's very necessary in making a really solid game.
Because once we're at the global release, we need to be experts at that pace, at that process of...
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of what happened with Apex Mobile. What didn't really work out well was the global launch wasn't really ready. A lot of people were saying that it took a long time to actually launch. It launched like last May 17th, I believe. That was the exact date. But when Apex Mobile launched, the soft launch was amazing. We all thought the global launch, okay, this is good, it's polished, it's perfect. But I think they weren't quite ready for the global launch, and that's kind of what happened with Apex Mobile and why it went downhill like a couple months after the global release. So you really want to give them as much time as they possibly need for the game. Otherwise, it's not going to be ready.
Balancing all those things.
We want
a
good experience,
and we get there by
devices.
Gradually building up our size of audience. So we started in Australia. It's been amazing. We've gotten incredible feedback. It's been able to make the game better. The next couple of countries that we're going to roll into are likely going to be in Europe and in South America. And what that will do is allow us to...
Okay, so all my fans from Europe, South America, you guys are going to be able to play Warzone Mobile very soon.
Still remain relatively manageable because we're not going to go into the biggest countries. We're going to try and manage that size, see how we respond now that there's new tastes, new preferences, new player types. And then when we roll beyond that into our next set of countries, we're going to be looking for places in other parts of the world probably. But they will never be the biggest countries because we want to save that scale until we feel like everything is working and validated the way we want it to be, and we're ready to hit that go button globally. And when we're ready for that, you'll hear from us. So we have not announced a global release date yet. So if you've heard any rumors online, and there are some, don't believe anything you hear on the internet unless it comes from us.
That's it. You heard it from him. There's so many release dates, global release dates, all these fake videos out there now that have been going around the last few weeks, even on Twitter. Like, I've been seeing every day, like, all these new tweets is a new release date. I'm recording this on the 18th. I remember like a few weeks ago, someone was saying like, oh, on the 15th, we're going to have, the game's going to release. And then there was the 10th or whatever, and these made up dates, and people were actually believing it. But as he just said, there is no global release date. It's going to come from just them. There's no leaked release dates, anything. So don't waste your time on YouTube trying to find a new release date. If there is a new release date,
So
I'll make a video about it.
stay tuned for that.
And it'll be official from them.
More likely what we'll be talking about soon is rolling into some new countries, hopefully announcing that 35 million pre-registration milestone. But we're not there yet. We haven't announced anything there. We're still, charging forward and continuing to improve the game, stabilize the game, make it everything that you deserve and that all of our players around the world deserve so we can get to global release. So it's a little bit about sort of the why we do our limited release the way we do it. I think we will also not always roll out to other countries, let's say, on both platforms at the same time. We may stagger that work. So iOS and Android might enter a country at a different time. And that's because the volume of work to do on the different platforms isn't the same. On Android, you just have a lot more devices to support, so much more like a PC ecosystem. That may mean that we roll out in some regions at a different time than others. But once we go to a global release, everything will be at parity. We'll be supporting our min spec. We'll be supporting all of our devices at the performance we expect. And there will be a level playing field across all the devices. Speaking of level playing field, it's also worth pointing out that there's no major advantage to players who are in a limited release versus players that aren't. As far as like the fairness and balance of the game, there's no systems or tuning or anything in the game that will carry forward that would imbalance the player base. Everyone will be at an equal footing. Now, what have we been doing during this time? What's the limited release?
That's really good, because I don't remember exactly what happened with Apex Mobile, but I'm pretty sure that people who played in the soft launch had like a big advantage over the people that didn't play in the soft launch. So when you're going into the global release, I think, I'm not entirely sure what happened with Apex Mobile. I can't exactly remember, but I'm pretty sure it was something along those lines. Like if you played in the beta as you played in the soft launch, you had items, you had skins, you had like certain things unlocked, and you were ahead of the people who just played on day one of global launch. But it is like that for some games. If you play in the beta, you play in the soft launch, there's some things that you'll get ahead of, have a major advantage over everybody else that can't play in the soft launch or the limited releases. But seems like Warzone Mobile, that's not going to happen, which is really great to see. So everyone's going to have an equal playing field when global releases. It's great.
We've been improving stability a lot. There's still work to do there for sure. We've been able to put a lot of effort into gameplay improvements, and a lot of that's based on your feedback and the folks who've been playing. And we've heard things like, we've been tuning even the animation system, which is shared from Modern Warfare 2 and Warzone 2.0. I mean, that's a pretty sophisticated system that's working on mobile, and we need to make sure that feels as good on mobile as it does on other platforms. We feel really good about that now. The players have told us about the enemy detection need improvement, and that's an area we've put a lot of focus to. So just as examples, tons of gameplay improvements throughout the limited release so far. Visual polish is another big part of it. So, improved textures throughout Verdansk, better lighting throughout Verdansk, just lots of polish all over the place. You see the UI continue to get polished.
It's really
Adding
good.
Gunsmith was massive. So we added the ability to customize your weapons, change the attachments, all that stuff, save those weapons off. So that's a big part of the Call of Duty Warzone experience, and it's something we're continuing to refine now based on your feedback. There's a couple areas that are kind of tried and true improvement areas for limited releases on any game. So like load times being one of them, the tutorials and onboarding. So we want to make it really easy for you to invite your friends, whoever they are, wherever their background in this genre, and get up to speed quickly and just be able to play with you and have a good time together. Now, as we look ahead, and we don't often talk about what's coming ahead, right? Because we change our minds. We have plans, and sometimes we get feedback from you, or sometimes we learn something by watching the data, or we learn something about how much easier or harder it was to get something to work the way we wanted to, and we change the order of which we do things. And so that means we might tell you about something, and then it actually doesn't come out till way later, and something else comes out beforehand. This is all for what we believe are good reasons, but it complicates announcing things ahead of time. But we are planning on doing obviously more devices, supporting more devices, supporting our min spec, improving thermals, improving stability.
That's really good because again, I keep comparing back to Apex Mobile, but it's good because Call of Duty Warzone Mobile needs to learn with what happened with Apex Mobile if they want to succeed to the highest potential. Because Apex Mobile, they did lack a lot of things. A big thing was the devices. A lot of people complained in Apex Mobile that their device couldn't handle the game. It would overheat, it would lag, frame drop, all that stuff, and including my devices. Like I have an iPad Pro, the 2021, I believe, the 12.9 inch, and I was even lagging on there. That's like one of the best devices you can have. It's overheating, lagging, frame drops, and that can't be the case because when you want a successful game, you need to make sure to optimize on all the devices, low, mid, high-end devices, because not everybody has a expensive iPad or like the newest gaming phone. So working on optimization is very, very important, and I really hope they learn from Apex Mobile and optimize it for a lot of devices so everybody's going to be able to play and have a great experience.
Performance in general, there's a lot of things we're doing to improve gameplay as well, adding new modes, adding new challenges, continue to improve load times, of course, and continue to improve the flow and the UX of the game so that things just kind of flow together nicely. We have a roadmap of exciting new features to come that we're not going to talk about quite yet, but we have the things that we plan to do, the things that you're telling us about, and the things we're learning through other means, and we're always kind of like trying to balance those things, and that work continues. We're going to continue to give you updates on how things are going. Look forward to hopefully announcing some more countries rolling out soon. And yeah, just from everyone on the team, we're just really appreciative of your support along the way. Hope this was useful and just understanding how we're thinking about limited release. And, we look forward to talking to you again in the future, and more importantly, playing with you when the global release. So thanks again, and we'll see you in Warzone Mobile.
Let's go. Warzone Mobile. And there we have it, ladies and gentlemen, Call of Duty Warzone Mobile. It is coming very, very soon. I am so excited. I know you guys are as well. Let me know what device you guys are on. Are you on iOS or Android? I just can't wait for Warzone Mobile because you guys know I'm a gameplay channel. I don't really cover news that much, but I love posting gameplay. I love playing, and I cannot wait to start playing it. That'll be it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a like, subscribe, and I hope you are hyped for Warzone Mobile coming very, very soon.